Okay, well, moving right along. The Ontario election is just creeping towards us slowly, like colon cancer.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? We talked about the Ontario election before, and by talked about the Ontario election, I mean we pretty much just slammed the candidates and or implied that we would like to have sexual intercourse with them. What do you think the outcome of this is going to be?
I think that it's going to be one of the lowest turnouts of an election pretty much ever. Going to be a minority,
But who? But who? I'm saying if you had to call,
conservative minority.
Mr. Stacy, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say that. Everyone seems to love Hudak.
No,
Not everyone, but
just a slice of the pie.
Just say that because you live in Barrie. 27-year-old copywriters here have Tim Hudak tattoos. Finally, a candidate from my generation of asshole. I'm actually going to go with a dark horse pick here. I'm putting my money on a liberal minority. You know, last time around, it was basically in the bag for Tim Hudak, and he took the bag and shat in it. So
he's still got time to shit himself.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that he will. But
Yeah.
what's interesting is that there've been rumors circulating now that if Tim Hudak does win a minority, that Andrea Horvath might actually back him, which is really, really weird.
Why does she hate Kathleen Wynne so much?
I don't know. Maybe Kathleen Wynne doesn't call her back. I don't know.
Yeah, did they have a bad session one night?
She's one of those girls who hates women.
Yeah, they're called women, James. I think she'll support anybody who rolls into town.
She's like a leech.
She's a political gold digger.
Yeah.
And when the gold mine runs dry, well,
On to the next one.
on to the next the next one.
I think she's just like a bull in a china shop. Like, this was her idea. We're only going to the polls because she's just a bitch like that.
Yeah, this is your party, Andrea.
Yeah, and you're leaving early.
Well, that's the funny thing in all of this is that she's actually the prettiest girl at the ball. I mean, literally and figuratively, because I mean, Kathleen Wynne was trying to get along with her, trying to give her what she needs so that she would support that shitty illegitimate government.
Yep.
And now Tim Hudak is like, well, yeah, I'm sure if she's going to support him, I'm sure he'll make that deal as long as he doesn't have to give her too much. What the fuck?
Maybe he has an adequate cock.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I'm not giving that good odds. What she's trying to do
That's all I heard.
is she's trying to appear more moderate to appeal to people who would vote for the Liberals, which is causing problems within her own party. And that's the problem, is that both Tim Hudak and Andrea Horvath have major people in their own party don't like them that much. So first of all, if Kathleen Wynne does win, even if it's a minority, it might as well be a majority because both those idiots are going to be gone right smart.
I think no matter what happens, the two losing candidates are getting the boot.
I don't want communism, but something more communal. You know,
All right.
What's more communal than democracy?
we can do better than that. You can have a system that's good, worth voting for. Is what I'm getting at. The system where we have now, the vote goes to nothing.
This is the best we can do, James.
It's quite sad.
It's amazing. It's like if you had a student council election and the three least popular kids in school were the ones running for president. But let's take the conversation back to more our level. Which one of these three candidates do you think has had the most sexual partners?
Tim Hudak.
He pays for
Because you
them.
didn't say consensual.
Oh. I think Tim Hudak has never had sex. You look at him. How does he keep his neck? He looks like he has two chins, but he only has one chin. How can you be that uptight and be somebody who has blown your wad ever? I think it's Andrea Horvath. I think that she's a firecracker.
Like
Why don't
a
you just
Mexican?
admit that you have a sexual crush on Andrea Horvath?
You see, I'm from Hamilton, so
Oh,
I could probably bang Andrea
there's
Horvath.
no way.
God, this is a hot election. Okay, another
So scandalous.
another way of looking at it. Which one of these three candidates would you choose to be stranded with if you had to choose one of them?
I'll choose the Green Party candidate just because they don't give a
No,
fuck.
we have to pick the three major candidates because they're all terrible.
Andrea Horvath.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I would have to bang her. The other two probably aren't interested, other than Tim Hudak.
I think I would most like to be stranded with Tim Hudak. The reason why it would be Tim Hudak is because it would be really easy for me to kill Tim Hudak. And if I'm going to survive, I'm going to need nutrients. And I'm going to be getting them from the person I'm stranded with. So, I mean, I'd kill him like day one. It will be over real quick. Hey, Tim, can you come over here and explain your 1 million jobs plan to me? Bang, right off the side of the head of the rock. Well, that's one more person we don't have to worry about getting a job for, bitch.
Precisely.
What about you, James? And you can't choose the green candidate. You have to choose one of the 3 ones who are terrible.
Well, I actually really have never heard much about Kathleen Wynne.
I was gonna say, if you're trapped with Kathleen Wynne, she's just gonna be jogging around the island the whole time. Hey, can you come sit
trying
down?
to make it look like your neighborhood.
And then she's gonna sit down and try to relate to you in a really awkward way that you can tell is forced. And it's just like, oh, I feel like I'm talking to Hillary Clinton. Like I'm not even talking to a human being anymore. To be honest
I
with
just
you,
kill myself.
I'd rather fire a nail gun up my cock than have to spend 5 minutes with any of these people.